He's gonna kill her, you guys. He is gonna kill her. Hey you guys, it's China in town here, and we are back with a new video. So as you can see, we are back with a new chapter in a new part of Tailor Tales. Now, as you guys have known, if you guys are still updated with this channel, I'm back from my little long hiatus, and now I'm just focusing on finishing Neil's route of Tailor Tales because we're almost done. Now, I told you guys before that we had 2 more chapters left. It was going to be 25 and chapter 26. But apparently, looking through like the character list of our thing, I found out that he has another like 4 or 5 chapters left. But on a side note, for side stories, which is Tailor Tale Plus, if you go to Silly Anna's Patreon, and you guys donate money to her through her Patreon, you can have the ability to get Tailor Tales Plus. I heard it's pretty good and it's pretty PG-18 rated R. So if you're like an adult, you can buy it. But if you're under 18, please don't buy that, okay? Keep your innocence. But other than that, I hope everyone's having a great day and a great week so far and a good February. Happy Black History Month, guys. We are here. I'm so happy. I love Black History Month. Oh my goodness. And like I'm seeing like all the different just the appreciation of my people, and it's just beautiful, honestly. Like I really don't have, I could talk all day about it, but I don't want to hold you guys up. I don't want to hold this video up. So just happy Black History Month to all my brothers and sisters out there. We are rocking it. We are killing it. You know, we have great things coming this decade, so I'm excited. But back to the video. So I hope you guys love my outfit. Y'all see my little skirt, and you see guys, I'm rocking my teal. Look at her, a little growth. She got a little sew in, okay? Looking nice. All right, y'all like our backdrop now? I fixed it all up, you guys. And I got money in the bank. Woo, woo, money, yes. So, it's pretty much same old, same old. We're going to get into chapter 25 of Neil's route. But if you're new to the channel and this is your first video, I do have a playlist of Tailor Tales that I will leave a link in the description so you guys can watch from the beginning. But I hope you guys are enjoying Tailor Tales so far. I love this game so much. Like, I'm so thankful and glad that there's other routes that we could do too with the other characters. And I don't like Neil as a character, but he was very interesting, and he really made this game. I'm glad that we started out with him first. Alright, so where do we leave off at? I'll also leave in the description the previous video as well. So if you guys have been watching these videos, I'll leave the latest video in the description. On Saturday, me and Neil are outside of Angela's apartment, and she is standing next to a taxi, loading in her luggage. Oh, she leaving? Aww. Don't look so sad. It's not like I'm leaving you forever. I promise. I'll be back, Pumpkin. Ew, sound like somebody's grandma. Talk about Pumpkin. Really? Angela blows a kiss at Neil. You guys remember when we first started playing this game and I used to call Neil Neil? Neither do I. Neil visibly recoils. It's not that. I'm more worried about the people you might drag into your schemes. Schemes? What schemes? I'm leaving it all behind me. Angela gives her widest and brightest smile. I pull out the present me and Neil bought for her and hand it to Angela. This is from the both of us. We hope you take your time over there. Angela accepts the present. You're both so disgustingly sweet. It's giving me cavities. Quit it, you guys. She gives me a hug and I hug her back. Girl, if only you knew what kind of gift they gave you. They should, See, I would have been like, where'd y'all get this from? Please don't do anything rash over there. Don't fool around with the pool boy, I joke. Angela shoots into laughter. Don't worry, I'll sleep with the bellboy instead. Really? Exactly. I think that's the first time me and Neil agree with something, okay? Neil rolls his eyes at us and crosses his arms. Just leave already and get back all better, he says. Well, since someone doesn't want me around, I guess I'll have to go now. I can't miss my flight anyway. Angela finally opens the door to the cab and sits inside. She rolls down the window to talk to us. I don't know, for somebody who has money, you would think she'd get a limousine or something. Don't forget to water my plants for me, she says. All of your plants are made out of plastic, says Neil with a heavy sigh. I'm done. Oh wait. Ren, get away. Get down. Ren says hi. Angela blows him another kiss. Thanks to the both of you. I'm going to miss you. See you soon, I say. You guys, I just can't believe we're almost done with his routes. Like, that's just the crazy part about it all. Please don't do anything to warrant me being woken up at the midnight because you got involved with law enforcement, says Neil. Bye, darlings. Neil, the way your mouth operates, really, I think we'd be more concerned about you, okay? She turns to the driver and tells him to go to the airport. The car engine starts up and slowly the car starts to move down the street. By the way, guys, I forgot to tell Neil's parents that you two aren't getting married. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Stop. Okay, by the way, guys, I forgot to tell Neil's parents that you two aren't getting married. What? Why would she do that? Oh my goodness. Y'all need to go after her. My eyes widen and so does Neil's. Neil starts to run after the car. Wait, what do you mean? Oopsie! Angela blows us a kiss before the cat finally turns the corner and out of sight. I stand there rooted to the ground. Angela! Neil yells out loud, but she's far too gone to hear it. I shake my head in disbelief. She pulled another Angela stunt, letting us know at the last possible moment that she didn't tell Neil's parents. And now we're still stuck in this pretend marriage sham. Angela will be gone for who knows how many months. She's definitely not going to own up to her idea and confess. You guys really thought she was going to do that, though. Please. What are we going to do? I asked, turning to Neil. Neil displays a wide variety of emotions, mostly conflicted and worried. If you guys hear like a jingle sound, that's my cat running around being goofy. Murder her when she gets back, he suggests. Obviously, but what about right now? What if we'll have another run-in with your ma? Neil stuffs his hands into his pockets and kicks his foot at the ground, clearly frustrated with the lack of options. He walks back and forth on the sidewalk, thinking about the best course of action, until he stops in front of me and sighs in defeat. I'll tell them. I mean, I think at this point, that's really all you can do right now. He sounds so lonely that it breaks my heart, having to face his parents all alone to clean up his cousin's mess. I feel like I can't let him fix Angela's mistake all on his own. Yeah, it just makes sense for both of you at this point in time that both of you just own up to what's going on. That's the only option. So I slip my hand into Neil's and give it a slight squeeze. No, we'll tell them, I correct him. Neil stares at me in disbelief, but then a small smile appears on his face. I can feel his fingers clasp around my hand in return. Oh, that's kind of cute, okay? He turns his head to where he last saw Angela disappear around the corner. All right, he says. That's what we'll do then. I lean my head against Neil's shoulder. Yes, we can take them on, together. At the very least, Neil deserves someone to be his moral support. Girl, okay, we see you, pooper, trying to stand by her man. We stand there, hand in hand, staring into the distance, relaxing in each other's company. It's your day off, right? I asked Neil, suddenly thinking of something. For once, yes, it is. Do you want to come over for dinner tonight? Oh my goodness, really? I asked him out boldly. Neil cocks his head to the side in response, but there's a relaxed look on his face. It doesn't seem like he's going to say no. Depends. How good are you at cooking? He asks instead. Are you insinuating I'm bad at cooking? I'm just gauging whether or not I'll get food poisoning and if I should order some takeout instead. The shade. I drop his hand, give him an incredulous look. Are you that worried I'll poison you? We're at this point. We've gotten so far. Shoot your shot, girl. Wouldn't put it past you. Fine, don't come, I say with a huff. What is wrong with him? You guys, ooh. Neil swiftly leans into me, his lips brushing over the tip of my ear. So he's just gonna whisper in our ear like that? Don't do that. No, I'll come, he says in a low whisper. Was that necessary? Why did he have to whisper that? He is weird. Before pulling back. He gives me an all-knowing smirk and then finally starts walking away from me, getting inside of his car. Now, we not about to do no Tailor Tale Plus now, okay? Smirking and stuff and whispering in people's ear. He better go on. I don't like him still. I watch him drive off, left behind with all kinds of thoughts. I asked him out for dinner, and Neil said he'd come. My heart is suddenly making flip-flops in my stomach. Girl, you just got gas. That's all it is. Go to the bathroom. I take the apron off and stash it somewhere. I don't pay much attention to details at the moment. Neil's coming over any minute now, and I've been slaving away in this kitchen preparing a really nice meal for the both of us. You know what I think is going to happen? He's going to probably try to invite his parents over during the dinner. Like, why would he do that? I have a feeling he's going to do that. Watch. I may or may not have checked out some romantic receipts for two online. I even bought some red wine. I look at the bottle sitting on the kitchen counter. I quickly take a sip from it. I'm kind of nervous. I've never had Neil inside my home before. He's been to roasted before, but never in my private quarters. Oh yeah, if you've been with me since the beginning of this game, you know that the name of our boutique is called Roasted. I forgot why I called it that. The dish is broiling in the oven right now. It's almost done. Something, chicken and pasta. I can't even remember what I threw in there anymore. So you just conjured up some food and just like bone apple teeth? Okay, girl. I've been too busy making sure everything else is perfect as well. Everything has been cleaned and set up to display a nice and cozy mood. I opt out of candles. That one seemed like I was trying too hard. That is too much. It's dark outside and I'm dressed up in evening wear. It's a habit that kind of stuck because Angela kept insisting I dress up whenever we'd have dinner together. Hopefully Angela's having fun at her destination right now. But she set you guys up and you're still talking about, oh, I hope she's having a good time. No. The doorbell rings and my heart jumps inside my throat. He's here. Quickly, I check to see if my outfit and hair looks good and I buzz him in. I can hear footsteps walking up the stairs and I open my front door to let Neil in. He gonna still wear the same outfit. Like, he didn't even change his outfit. Good evening, Pooper, Neil greets me in a soft voice. Hi, I stammer out. I don't know why I'm suddenly all tongue-tied right now. Oh, dear. That's me like every day. Every day, on the hour, every hour. Tongue-tied. Neil casts his eyes towards the ground. You look nice. We know. I can't tell if he's forcing himself to say that or if it's a genuine compliment. Either way, it embarrasses me because I definitely wasn't expecting that. Thank you, I managed to reply. I step aside to let him in. Dinner is almost ready. Just let me serve it. Please take a seat. I leave Neil in the living room to fetch the casserole dish out the oven with my oven mitts. Balancing the heavy dish in my hands, I make my way over to the dining table. Neil is already seated, keeping uncharacteristically quiet. His eyes follow my every move as I scoop up some of the casserole and serve it on his plate. When I finish with my own plates as well, I take a seat opposite of Neil. Enjoy, I say, feeling a bit awkward. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm trying to think of what my next thumbnail is going to be for this video. It's got to be something goofy, okay? Neil takes the cutlery and eats his food like a perfect gentleman, just like he did when we went out for dinner at that fancy restaurant. Oh yeah, I forgot they did go out to that dinner. Have you heard anything from Angela yet? I try to fill up the silence. I don't think she cares much for keeping in touch, so don't expect her to say anything until a week or so has passed. Oh, I was just wondering if she arrived safely, that's all. Neil takes a napkin next to his plate and dabs it against his lips. She arrived in one piece, he answers, smiling slightly. He does that a lot, actually, smiling when he's talking about Angela, even though she can be quite a pain. Which brings me to my next question. Have you figured out how you're going to tell your parents we're not really getting married? Neil stays quiet for a long time, doing nothing but munching on the casserole. It's excruciatingly slow. I'm going to talk to them directly. He lets out a deep sigh. It occurs to me that I can't keep relying on Angela to do her part, so I will be honest to them myself. He looks up from the table to me, his golden gaze gazing into my own. And I would like you to be there too. He sounds a bit hesitant, like I'd say no. Of course, I stammer. I'll be there. I won't let you face them on your own. Neil's body relaxes and he gives me a genuine smile. I've never seen him with such a kind expression before, so I avert my eyes from him, finding myself a little breathless. We eat together in silence for a bit, but it's not an awkward silence, and there's no tension hanging in the air. For once, I'm silently enjoying Neil's company, and I never thought I'd live to see that day. Neil clears his throat. It's, all right. What is it? The food. It's edible. I want to see him cook something, like as if you're better, okay? I cock him an eyebrow. Are you complimenting my food? Neil turns his head away, his cheeks turning pink. Perhaps, he utters shyly. I lean both my elbows onto the table and give him a confident smirk. Neil is complimenting me. He's being adorably bashful about it. It's not the best compliment in the world, but coming from Neil, it's probably the most earnest he can be. Oh, come on. At least compliment me for real. Put some effort into it, I tease him. Neil tries to glare, but his cheeks stay pink, making him seem rather harmless and cute instead. Your home cooking is adequate enough for my exquisite palate. I sigh. Why all the fancy words? Can't you just admit you like it? Ugh. Neil looks conflicted. I like it, he mutters softly. You guys need to get on with it already. I'm glad I invited him over for dinner. Otherwise, I'd never get to see such a side of him. He's being so complacent for once, and he's not giving me any snarky responses. It's almost like that time at the masquerade when I thought Neil was some flirty stranger. Dang, that was so long. I was actually, you guys, the other day before I went to work, I was watching old videos of Tailor Tales, and I was watching the masquerade part. I think that was part, 11 or 12. Oh my goodness, that was such a flashback, because it was just wild. Oh my goodness. Remembering that just makes me realize that Neil is capable of showing a nicer side of him. To even be able to hand out compliments without doing it through gritted teeth. To be able to actually converse with me. It's a strange thing to sit here eating a meal with Neil, and we're both being civilized. Perhaps this is how things could have been like since the beginning, if he weren't such a jerk about it. After all, we met when we were kids and got along just fine back then. Oh shoot! Ooh, that scared the mess out of me. You guys, ooh, my heart legit skipped a beat. The room suddenly goes pitch black. See, she didn't. Y'all, remember a few chapters back when I was dogging Pooper about not paying, or no, how she's always up on Neil's tail, but not her own business? Like, how are you a boutique, but you don't even have your own business cards? You don't have a website? How do you keep up with stuff? And you only got like 2 customers that come in there. She even joked about having only 2 customers that come into her shop. So maybe her electricity got cut off because she's just so up his butt that she forgets to pay her bills. Hey, what happened? I yelled. All the lights have gone out. My entire apartment is covered in darkness. Broke ass. Your power went out. Streetlights are still on, so I believe it's just you. Great, I say with a frustrated groan. I don't even know why. Ooh, that's kind of... Did you pay the light bill? I get up from my chair, putting my hands out in front of me to be able to feel where I'm going. At the same time, I hear Neil getting up as well. He's gonna kill her, you guys. He is gonna kill her. It's over. It's a wrap. No, they lied. This is the final chapter. This is the last one. He gonna kill her. A fuse was probably blown. Where's your electrical panel? It's downstairs. Downstairs behind my workroom, I believe. I take a few steps forwards, but can't really see much. Now I kind of wish I used the candles for mood lighting anyway. A bright light shines into my eyes. I squeeze them shut in response. Don't shine that in my face, I tell him, giving Neil a glare once I open my eyes. He's holding out his cell phone and using the flashlight setting to illuminate our surroundings. I mean, if Pooper would just go to work and do her job, she would have money to actually get a phone that has good lighting. Come on, let's fix it. Neil starts to leave the dining room and I follow him. A bit surprised he's taking charge like this. We reach my front door, the one leading to the staircase to go downstairs, and Neil is the first one to open. You guys, I'm scared. Like, I think there's gonna be a jump scare. The door bangs against the cardboard box behind it, causing Neil to stumble forwards with too much force. See? Did he trip? Haha. My heart stops beating once I see his cell phone fly out of his hands. All I hear afterwards are loud bangs as Neil rolls down the stairs. Neil! I yell out. The loud bouncing stops. The cell phone is lying face down on the floor at the bottom. I can't see if he's okay. Neil! I call out to him once more, and I start moving forwards. I can hear you. I'm right here, idiot. I almost jump out my own skin when I realize Neil's voice is right next to me. But how? I thought he had fallen down the stairs for sure. So wait, who fell down? Wait, I'm confused. Anybody else confused? Who fell down the stairs? I'm confused. But then, it wasn't me that fell down the stairs. Some heavy box you had hiding behind the door did, along with my cell phone. Great, it's probably broken. Oh, he must have an iPhone. I feel around the dark with my hands until I make contact with Neil's arm. I grab it and link my arms with his. That scared me. Don't do something like that. Staying quiet. I don't want to make another person take another person to the hospital again. Taking Angela to the hospital was already one too many times in a lifetime for me. That really frightened me. It's okay. I'm all right. He reassures me in a low voice. Come on, take my hand. It's hard to see. I suddenly feel Neil's hand pry my arm away from his and then slip his fingers between mine. He gently tugs me towards the edge of the staircase, and we both walk down until we reach the ground floor. Neil picks up his cell phone that's lying next to the cardboard box and checks it for any defects and scratches. Well, there is an obvious one that can't be missed. His entire screen is cracked. The flashlight setting still works though. See, he has an iPhone. He sighs. Why do my personal belongings always seem to get broken or ruined whenever I'm near you? I don't know how to answer that. I bring bad luck? I joke. Neil snorts in a response, but it's not angry sounding, just a bit peeved. I'm surprised by how well Neil's containing his anger at his cell phone's cracked screen. Usually he'd have insulted me 3 times by now, blamed everything on me, and stormed off. But now, he holds my hand as he tugs me along through the dark, not saying a word. His hand feels warm. Point me into the right direction. I step in front of him and open up the door at the back, where my electrical panel is. I open the door and we step inside the small closet. It's pretty cramped in here with the 2 of us. Neil's too focused on opening up the panel, so he drops my hand and he hands over his cell phone to me. Here, shine a light on it. I give him some light as he checks what's wrong. There's a bunch of switches and I honestly don't know which one is which. I haven't had any trouble with the electricity yet, so I never really had any need to know. I'm surprised Neil seems to know what he's doing though. He checks every single switch until he flips a big green one, and suddenly I can hear the whirling of electricity spring back on. The lights in my boutique spring back on. Well, that was surprisingly simple. It's back on, I say delightfully. It was probably your oven that brought it down. You may want to buy a new one. In my joy, I wrap my arms around Neil from behind him and stand on my tiptoes to give him a smooch on his cheek. Thanks! They're so ugly. Neil jerks back, his cheeks catching fire, and he looks at me in shock. Stop doing that! Oh my goodness, I keep clicking the wrong thing and my screen keeps going away. Don't! He starts, a bit at loss of words. I stare at him, wondering what's the extreme reaction. He rubs the spot on his cheek that I kissed. Sneak attacks aren't allowed, he grumbles. Well, honestly, Neil, I didn't think you had it in you. When you mentioned you pay someone to clean your apartment, I figured you wouldn't even know what an electrical panel is in the first place. This seemed to turn Neil's face even redder. Oh, this is so much fun to see him squirm in front of me. I'll have you know, I had to help out Angela quite often with her electricity. I'm the one she calls whenever something went wrong. I may be rich, but I'm not ignorant, he hisses. Right. He roughly takes the cell phone out my hand. I know he's acting all indignant right now, but I can't help and feel that it's all just for show. He's not really offended or even angry that his screen has got a giant crack in it. Well, it's not like he doesn't have money to fix it, please. He probably has that Apple Pay thingy thing. I'm sorry about your cell phone. I can offer to pay for the replacement screen, I suggest. He shakes his head. No, that won't be necessary. It's not your fault. Besides, that's what I have insurance for. Neil continues to surprise me with his words. He's not blaming me for once. Yes, because remember back all the way to the beginning when we broke his watch or whatever, and then he was like, you gonna pay back for my watch. I'm like, bro, you got all that money. Hush. Why are you looking at me like that? Neil says with a huff. He's eyeing me suspiciously. I don't know. You're not, how should I put this? Blaming me. He crosses his arms defensively. Is that what you expected? Yes, I say immediately. I will gladly start pointing out all of the things that made it your fault if it pleases you so much. I'm so tired of him. You already said it's not your fault. Can't take it back now. Has anyone ever told you that you can be quite grating on the nerves? No, just you. I give him a wide smile. Neil's eyebrows furrows into a frown, and then he sighs dejectedly. I don't believe that for a second, he mumbles. What about you, huh? I question. How many people have you told that? Oh, how many people have told you that you're an asshole? This time he's glaring at me. Is that supposed to imply something? You can't deny you do act like one, though. I trail off. Oh, y'all. Ooh, he's fight, 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 fight. In a second, Neil's hand is gripping my arm and he pushes me again. Guys, woosah. Come on, y'all. Woosah. Y'all see that sentence? I'm gonna read it again. Cause you guys know I'm so over it. Him and his walls. Oh my goodness. In a second, Neil's hand is gripping my arm and he pushes me against the wall. He lowers his head until our noses almost touch. I can feel his breath on my face. Get your stank breath away from me. Oh my goodness. Always on a wall. Your breath is in my face, smelling like dirty diapers, doo-doo, pooper, okay? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm stressed, okay? It's because of you, he says in a low hiss against my ear. And he's still whispering in our ears? His breath makes me shiver. Yeah, girl, cause it stank. You tripping. And my heart is speeding up. You blaming me? I fire back. I slowly tilt my head to the side, staring directly at his collarbone and fighting the temptation to kiss it. They so annoying. Neil slides his fingers through my hair until he pushes them up against the back of the head. The feel of his fingertips against my scalp is soothing yet exciting. Oh, I love me some scalp massages. Hold on, pause. I love a scalp massage. Ooh. Then he leans in even closer until his face is lowered enough that his nose is poking the nook of my neck. His breath is hot on my skin that smells like Fritos. And in turn, it's making my body grow warm as well. I blame my lack of self-control around you. I'm so done. My hand reaches out and runs across Neil's back, pushing his body closer against mine. I feel like I'm on some sort of drug. My sensations are all heightened, and every single movement that Neil makes shoots a painful throbbing to my heart. Is it bad that I'm thinking I want him to lose control around me? Oh my goodness. I swallow loudly and I part my lips, feeling them touch the rim of his ear. Okay, so I know I said that we were gonna stop at 13 minutes, but I think I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna just do the rest of this chapter, okay? Maybe I want you to lose control, I whisper. The moment those words leave my lips, I breathe in a sharp gasp as Neil hungrily plants his mouth on the side of my neck. The suction on the sensitive patch of skin is enough to make my knees buckle over, and with it, my entire mind goes blank. I run my fingers through his black hair, squeezing my eyes shut as Neil continues to draw blood to the surface of my neck. It feels so good. Eventually, Neil manages to make me squirm against his arm as he sucks even harder. The hell? And just like that, his lips leave my neck alone. I let out a swallow breath and look him in the eye. They're so ugly. I can't get over this couple. His golden eyes are burning with passion that wasn't there before. I launch myself at him in this enclosed space, grabbing the sides of his head and knocking him into the wall. See, now it's our turn. Punch him. I don't wait a second before I crash my lips against his. When we connect, he pushes hard against my lips, melting everything inside of me to a mush. Bro, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that mess on my channel. Thank goodness I'm not monetized. Oh my goodness, I know this episode would have got demonetized real quick. Hey, baby Ren. Even Ren's watching like, oh my goodness, I'm about to watch this. Hold on. Ha! Neil's moan is muffled against my mouth. I can feel him twitch and respond to my every move as I suckle on his lips. Finally, I'm kissing Neil again. Neil's fingers slide into my hair and he grazes them against the back of my scalp, pulling me closer to him and pushing harder against my lips. I'm engulfed by his body. It's sparking up a fire inside of me so hot that I feel I might burst. We part briefly for only the slightest bit, and Neil is back with his plump lips on mine, sucking the daylights out of them. This is so freaky. Oh my goodness. It feels good. It's like our lips are magnets because we can't seem to leave each other alone. I let one hand wander free across his chest, and I feel Neil's heart widely beating against my palm. It's racing as fast as mine is. Neil has one arm wrapped around my waist, and he thrusts his hips into... Oh my god. So wait. Do I need to read this mess? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh, why are you gonna... That's gonna be the thumbnail, okay? Okay? Oh my gosh, this is too much. Using this opportunity, Neil's hot tongue enters me. Oh my goodness, what? Wait, where are we? Is she? Are they making out? What are they doing? He toys around with me slowly as if he wants me to beg for more. I'm not in the mood for games, so I gently bite down on his tongue as a warning. Yeah, please stop. Neil quickly pulls back, staring at me with open eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm so done. Then he closes his eyes close again, and he reels me back in, dipping his tongue back into my mouth, and this time he doesn't tease me. This time he eagerly pushes back against my own tongue. My heart is beating in the same rhythm as him. I feel like we're on the same page for once, wanting the same thing. It is just so weird reading things like this. Like, you know, it's one thing to watch it in movies or cartoons or TV, but to read it like in a visual novel, or like even reading it in a book, but to see it in a visual novel and you're reading it at the same time, it's just funny to me. Because there's no denying I want Neil at this moment, and Neil wants me too. When Neil changes his position, something behind him falls over with a loud bang. Is it the box? Okay. Neil is quick to remove himself from me, and he turns his body around to see what hit him. I breathe in deeply and fast and shaken up from my make-out session with Neil. My eyes look behind Neil where a broom lies on the ground. Oh, that's what hit him. You okay? I ask, trying to steady my breathing. Yes, he says in a wavering voice. I want to continue kissing. Pooper, I should leave. No, why leave now? Don't look at me like that, he says bashfully and turns his head away from mine. I need to do something important tomorrow. I can't stay, he explains. Oh, the disappointment in my voice is hard to mask. I wanted him to stay with me. I can't help but feel rejected. Things were definitely leading up to something. Yeah, you having a baby. Neil lowers his eyes and he ushers me out of the small room so that we can have some space to breathe again. Oh. Out on the hallway, he looks at me, staring into my eyes with a gaze full of questions and uncertainty. I see my own feelings reflected into them. Then Neil finally breaks eye contact. I'll contact you when I figure out when we can meet my parents. I look down as well. Right. Well, thank you for getting my electricity back. Don't thank me for that. Even a child could do it. Really? Just let me thank you, okay? I give him a slight push against his shoulder. As you wish, he says, this time smiling slightly. I almost feel a sense of dread having to say goodnight to him now. It all went by so fast. My emotions for him are still so in turmoil. But one thing is clear. I want Neil. Is it wrong of me to want to stay with him longer? Good night then. I struggle with getting the words out. Neil hesitates for a moment, staring into my eyes. It's making me feel weak in my knees. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control. Let me stop. You guys, just stop me. It's like he doesn't want to leave, just like I don't want to leave him either. Except he finally forces himself to give me a curt nod. Good night, he says, and turns around to open the back door. Neil finally leaves my boutique. I touch my lips with my index finger, still feeling it tingle with the sensations I was experiencing moments before. I'm left to wonder about what it all means, where this is all going. What if things are going to end between us after we have a talk with his parents? Suddenly, I feel anxious about what's going to happen next. Oh my goodness. You guys. I think hopefully this is our final client request for Neil's route. Okay? I mean, we've been struggling this whole entire route with these client requests, and it's like, why? So we're gonna do that next part. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. That was chapter 25 of Neil's route, and I really thank you guys all for sticking around and hanging around and watching the videos. Right now, I'm just trying to get out the rest of Neil's route as soon as possible, so that way we can get back into Tailor Tales. No, I mean, not Tailor. We're doing Tailor Tales now. Get back into Allison Stardom, because that one's almost done too. I have a feeling that one's almost done. And then Sims 4 Bachelorette Challenge. And so, meanwhile, if you're not really feeling Tailor Tales like that, you know, I still have those other two choices of videos I'm doing, and I also have playlists for those. So click on those as well. I will be posting up the next video of Tailor Tales pretty soon, so expect that. And I thank you guys all again for watching and sticking around. You guys are awesome. I got 81 subs right now, but you know, when I first started back in January of when we started Tailor Tales, January of last year, I think I was at like 60 something followers, 50, 60. And so it's really crazy how far I've gotten so far. And you know, if I was more consistent, I would definitely probably be further where I'm at now. So I thank you guys all for just joining me on the ride and the roller coasters, and you know, just having the patience to deal with my BS, because oh my goodness. But expect a new video to come up soon, and I thank you guys all for watching. Please, if you're new, please definitely share. Drop a comment of how great this video was, like the video, and most importantly, subscribe. And I will see you guys next video.